Good evening. Today we are making some kind of hybrid between liquid and dance floor. Let's have a listen. There it is. Let's run it from the top, shall we? Lovely, right, let's get into it. So to start off, we're in F minor, and our chord progression is 6, 1, 7, 4. So we're going from the C sharp major to the F minor, to the D sharp major, to the A sharp minor. The way I've constructed these chords, we've got the root playing both octaves at the bottom here, so it would be the left hand, and then we've got the triads on top. And I've inverted them so they're all playing at the same sort of frequency, so they're not too all over the place like this. So they're all hitting a similar frequency range, which makes it easier to just sit in the mix when they're all hitting similar octaves. This is one of my favourite patches that I found. There's a couple of saw waves, always sounds good. And we've got this textured pad that I found as well. It's got some lovely noise, just adds a nice little bit of ambience to it. And then this piano that I've just cut up and made a melody to fit on top of this pad. And then we're just adding a little bit of reverb using Space in Your Face by Dada Life. And we're just automating that in and out as it goes on, just to make it a little bit more exciting. And at the same time, we have a Reese playing all the root notes. And this is the same technique I always use for Reese's. Both harmonic morphs and then fine tune down 30, fine tune up 30 on this one. And then a little bit distortion and a little bit more processing here. So as we go on, the chord progression stays pretty much the same, apart from this last note, hangs on the C sharp rather than going up to the A sharp.
Only days like this keep me running, go for miles and must mean something, nothing hold me back, change is coming, I'm still.
As we go into the build, just introduce this gated pad, which is in the stock Serum presets. Just adds a little bit of energy when we're going into that build.
Keep the thoughts away, I get quiet, blank space in my brain, hold this line.
And then we've got the kick going forward to the floor, and then doubling and doubling again as we progress into the drop. And we've got a few drum builds in there as well to increase that tension, and so we know that there's a drop coming. And just before the drop, we've got this little fill. It's a great transition into the drop, because without that, so that little fill really eases us into that next section. And then just before the drop, we've got this Reese. Super simple Reese, same again. We're using saw waves this time and doing the exact same thing. Fine tuning one up, fine tuning the other down. A little bit of hyperdimension, distortion and compression. And then we're just opening the cutoff as we're going into the drop and doing the same with this EQ here. We start off with a 4 to the floor pattern on the kicks as we go into the drop. It's got a bit of a techno vibe. And this kick that I'm using is almost an 808. And I really love the attack of it. So I use Shaper Box to take off the release of the note. So we've just got the attack of that kick. And then after these two bars, we go back into a normal drum and bass pattern. So we have one snare hitting just before the rest of the drums kick in. That just helps us transition into this next bit. So without this snare hit, adding that snare hit before we go into the drum and bass pattern helps move that transition along a little bit better. So with these drums, I've actually layered 4 snares, which I don't normally do, but this song called for it. So we've got this main snare down here, which is this foundation really. And then we've just added a few more on top. So there's a few that I've cut off the release. So we're just getting the snappy attack. Same with this one. And then a little bit of a clappy sound. And then I've just grouped them and we're compressing it just a tiny bit and taking those lows out as well. With the hats, we've got quite a few going on. We've got a left and a right open hat. And then we've got another top on top of that. And then we've got a really wide sounding hat. And then 2 more super crunchy hats, slightly pan left and right. And all of those together. And peppered in, we've got these little fills and turnarounds, a reverse crash, and a sort of sweeping effect, just to help kick the energy along a little bit more. And with this kick, the one I'm using in the build is different from the one in the drop. And this is the one that I originally used and realised that it wasn't quite hitting as hard. So this is the kick I used first time round when I was making this tune. It works, but it wasn't quite hitting hard enough for me. So I took the time to choose another kick, which is something that can really change the sound of your song, is just changing a kick or changing a snare or changing a bass sound. It's really worth it to take the time because it can really elevate it. So this was before. And this is after. It just hits so much harder, so it's worth putting the time in to find the right kick that works with the tune. So with these basses in the drop, we've got 2 main sections. We've got the main basses. And then we've got the accents. So those together. So this main bass, we start off with a bit of a techno rhythm. So that's going super quick. So those are 16ths, I think. And then we move to 8ths after that. And this is a super simple patch for this main bass. We've got an M sub, and the thing that's doing a lot of the work here is the envelope 2 is affecting the master tune just by 14. So almost a similar thing that you would do with an 808. So the envelope is bringing the pitch up and down really quickly. So it creates a bit of a kick sound to it. So without that on the master tune, and with, just creates that little bit of attack. So it really helps give it way more energy. And then we've got little bits of processing here. And then on top of that, we've just got a wider bass. This is a house bass that I found. It's just a little bit wider, gives some different harmonics. So those 2 together. And then we're just automating the cutoff up and down. Gives a little bit of movement to that top. And on this main group, I've got utility, and we're taking the volume down to 0 when these accents are being played, so they're not overlapping on top of each other. So with this first stab, sounds quite complicated, but it's actually super simple. We've just got a triangle sub and 2 saw waves. One of the oscillators is panned hard left, one is panned hard right. And the 2 things that make this sound are the phaser and the distortion. So without that, sounds like a pretty generic saw wave. And then you add the phaser on 100%, rate of 0, depth of 50%, which gives it that yoy sound. And then distortion on top of that. You've got the drive and the mix almost at 100. And then we have the LFO is working on the levels of all the oscillators, and then this cutoff, and then on this distortion here. This second stab is, it's just a patch I found. And this third one, again, pretty simple, doing a similar thing. The LFO is working on the levels of all of these oscillators that are playing. And then again, distortion is doing most of the work. So without distortion and the noise, it's just a sine wave. We've got 2 sine waves, one 7 semitones up, put the noise on, and then distortion. Both at almost 100 is a thing that really crunches it up. And then we have this little Reese fill. Exactly the same Reese that we had in the build-up. And those basses are all being sidechained to the kick. So just as this kick dies down is when we're letting the bass come through. And we're doing similar on the snare, just a tiny bit of sidechain, mix at 74%. Just helps the snare breathe a little bit through all those basses. With this vocal chop, I've just cut up a little bit of the vocal and then just repeated it. So on the first chop, we're sliding the pitch into the note. So we're going from 7 semitones down and sliding up. Just helps it feel a little bit less static. And as we're transitioning from the 4 to the floor bit to the drum and bass bit here, I've automated a distortion in so it crunches up as time goes on just before we go into that drum and bass drop. So it just helps that movement and transition us into the next section. And then just to give it a little bit more excitement, I'm automating the space in your face just so the reverb comes up a little bit just at the end of every other phrase. On the processing on that, I've got a little micro shift, which just widens it out a little bit, acts as a chorus, OTT, some spaced out, just a tiny bit of reverb. And then this second half, we've got another spaced out, which is a little bit more wet. So the whole of this second section is more reverbed than this first section. And that is being sidechained to the kick as well. Just 61%, only a tiny little bit. And then we just add in a couple of synths in the second half just to elevate it that little bit. Really simple plug, which is just playing the same note the whole way through. And then we have this stutter pad. This is the same pad that we used in the intro. And I've stuck an auto pan on there with the amount all the way up, the phase at 360 and the rate at 1/8. So that's acting as a volume shaper. So that is now doing the same rhythm as our bass and our chop. So there's cohesion with the rhythm throughout everything in this drop. And then we end with the techno section again, 4 to the floor, and the bass going back to these 16ths. Lovely. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know exactly what kind of genre this is. It reminds me of sort of minimal dance floor a little bit, but I hope you've liked it. And I'll stick the project in the description so you can go and have a look under the hood. Thank you.